What is going on, Laker fans? What the hell is going on, Laker fans? Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Had an episode, had a few different topics that I want to get into today, so I'm looking forward to that. Appreciate you guys taking the time to be here. If it's the first time you've been to the channel, welcome to the channel. A lot of Los Angeles Lakers basketball content on this channel. A lot of NBA content as well, especially as we get to the season and everything else. But got a couple topics I want to get into. If it's the first time you've been here, thank you for being here. If you're coming back, thank you for coming back. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed to the channel. Okay. Couple things here. Number one, I'm going to do my best to predict some of these Laker rotations for when the season starts. Again, this is just a complete prediction. It's actually kind of difficult to do. I got to be honest with you. It's tough because there are so many players for the Lakers. There's so much depth for the Lakers. So figuring that out is a little bit of a challenge, but we'll do our best, and you guys can put your opinions down there. Lakers, there's some Lakers spotted in a pre-training camp workout. I'm sure Laker fans are happy to see that the team and the squad is very eager to get back out there. So I want to give my thoughts on that. Plus, got some news today. Lakers will be doing some stuff on Thursday. Palenka, Darvin Ham will be at the Lakers training facility, so I'll be there for that. Looking forward to hear what they got to say about the upcoming season. And then don't get annoyed with me yet, but I just want you to know there's already Kyrie Irving chatter that's coming out. Don't kill the messenger here. I'm just a messenger. That's all I am here, Laker fans. That's all I am here. So I'll get into that as well. So we'll hit on all three topics. So let's get right into it. Predicting the Lakers rotation. This ain't easy. I got to be honest with you. You know, one of the things that the Lakers have, which is obviously going to be one of their great strengths this year, is they got so much depth. They got so many players that they can go to. They got so many dudes that have the capability of being big time players for them, the right role players for them that can shine with the Los Angeles Lakers. And when I tell you, I'm counting 13 Laker players that have legitimate opportunities to get some playing time. I don't know how the heck they're going to do it, but that's going to be, up to Darvin Ham to figure it out. So I'm going to do my best to kind of go through what I think the rotation is going to be for the Lakers. So I got all the players here in front of me. Listen, this is where I'm having a little bit of trouble. And I'm even having trouble a little bit with the starting lineup because I'm not 100% sure what the Lakers are going to want to do when it comes to who they want to have come off the bench. Who do you want to obviously start? And how much Anthony Davis is going to be in the mix of saying, hey, listen, I'm cool with being the 5, or if he's saying I'd really prefer to be the 4 and take it from there. Okay. So I think starters, we got 3 that are absolute locks and guarantees, and we don't really need to talk about. LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Austin Reeves are locks, and we really don't even need to talk about. Now, I really kind of want to lean towards one more that I think is going to be a lock. But before I do so, let me just, real quick say this. So if you look at the Lakers and you go on ESPN.com and you go look at the Lakers roster for 2023, 2024, and you kind of categorize the Laker roster by just salary. I'm going to go by just salary. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to show you that that's not going to be the play when Darvin Ham starts putting together his rotations, guys that start the games, guys that finish the game. It's not going to go like this. At least I don't think so. Bron is making the most. AD is behind him. Then D'Lo, Rui, Austin Reeves, and Gabe Vincent round up your top 6. I believe that the Lakers, LeBron will be your small forward. AD will be your power forward to start the season. Austin Reeves will be in the number 2 spot. So now you need a point guard and technically a center. That's if the Lakers end up going this route, but I'm just going to assume that they do and go from there. I think D'Lo is going to get the starting nod. I think D'Angelo, kind of similar to last year where he played with Dennis Schroeder, is going to get a lot of the starter minutes for the Lakers. And I got I got my sheet here that kind of shows my starters and who's going to come in off the bench and everything else. I think for me, D'Lo is going to be a starter. And I think the way that he was used last year, where Dennis Schroeder still got a good amount of minutes in the playoffs. I don't need to sit here and tell you guys what Dennis Schroeder, the amount of minutes he was getting, closing out games, so forth and so forth. So I don't really actually see it being that much different for D'Angelo Russell this year. Now, I know the Lakers' hope is D'Lo balls out. D'Lo is clutch in big-time situations, big-time moments. But I think they're going to hand the keys to D'Lo in the regular season and say, hey, go do your thing. There's 82 games. We need you to be comfortable, to be an asset for the Lakers for one, obviously through that 82-game grind and then once the playoff comes. So right now I got D'Lo at the starting point guard, Austin Reeves at the 2, LeBron, Anthony Davis. Those are the 4 that I have, and I'm assuming Anthony Davis is going to start games at least as the power forward. We'll see what happens as the season progresses and go from there. At the center spot, you got a couple guys to choose from, okay? Rui could potentially be a starter. I don't think he's going to be. You'd have to move AD to the 5 if you're going to do that. Christian Wood could potentially be a starter. We know that was one of the last roster spots that the Lakers brought in. But again, I don't think they're going to do that with Christian Wood as well. You can go kind of smaller and move everybody up. Jared Vanderbilt can go at that 3 or 4 slot, move Anthony Davis to the 5. That could happen. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to put in, and I don't think this is going to be too much of a shock. I think Jackson Hayes, who's 7 feet tall, who is actually a big dude who can, certainly from a defensive perspective, use the guy to throw up lobs. He's kind of hangs around the basket, tries to assist with Anthony Davis from that perspective. Little pick and roll action, get some easy buckets, some offensive rebounds. I think Jackson Hayes is going to be at the 5. So right now, the starters that I have for the Lakers, at least in my own little world, D'Lo, Reeves, Braun, AD, and Hayes. That's what I think the Lakers are going to do, and I'm not completely against that. I think some players like Jackson Hayes, kind of one of those short leashes, like, hey, we got so many guys that could come off the bench. Not a big deal. They can do whatever they need to do from there. So those are the starting 5s that I have. If you guys got a different starting 5, go ahead. Feel free to put it in the comments and tell me why. Give me kind of your reasoning why. Hey, no, I think Hayes should be out and Christian Wood should be in there, and this is why. Whatever it is, put your starting 5 together, and I'll take a look at the comments below. This is where it actually gets really, really difficult from here because the Lakers got so many dudes with size. Remember, there was a time for the Lakers where before the trade deadline, they were so small. I'm going to do this by height. And look how many guys the Lakers have. Let's see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lakers have 9 guys. Call it 8, call it 7. Let's go 7 guys because there's other guys that are, maybe 2 ways, whatever. Lakers have 7 guys that are 6'8" or above. Okay. Rui is 6'8". Vanderbilt is 6'8". LeBron is 6'9". Christian Wood is 6'9". AD is 6'10", and Jackson Hayes is 7 foot. So my question for the Lakers is trying to kind of figure out the rotations that they have. Who's going to grab all these forward spots? Who are going to be the first guys to come in? Before I do that, I think we got some easy ones here. Gabe Vincent is going to come in, I think, for D'Angelo Russell. I think he's going to be the first one that comes in off the bench. That's kind of my prediction there. I think Gabe Vincent will be the first one that comes in. There's your starting guard is D'Angelo Russell. Backup guard is Gabe Vincent. Who plays at the end of games? Let these two compete, and let's see what happens. And who knows? Maybe as the season progresses or training camp progresses, maybe Gabe Vincent is making a real case that he should be a starter. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. So Gabe Vincent will come in for D'Lo. Shooting guard spot, this one actually gets a little bit more, I think it gets a little interesting. Is Max Christie going to get that much playing time during the season where he's going to be the guy that comes off the bench for the Lakers? I'm not going to put Jalen Hood-Schifino in right now. I'm not going to put really Maxwell Lewis in because the Lakers have so much freaking depth. It's trying to figure out how you're going to play all these other guys. I got a feeling Max Christie is going to get PT. I just don't know if he's going to be one of the first ones to come off the bench or the Lakers going to go a little bigger. I think what we're going to see is Taurean Prince. He's a little bit bigger of a guard. He's 6'6". I think Taurean Prince is going to come in, play a little shooting guard, small forward. Maybe it's a little bit bigger of the lineup. You almost have to do that because I don't know what the Lakers are going to do with all this size. Rui's going to be coming in off the bench. Jared Vanderbilt, he's certainly going to get some playing time. He's going to come in off the bench. I have not mentioned Christian Wood yet. Christian Wood's got to come in and get playing time. I mean, if you went with a lineup, hypothetically, the Lakers did this. You went Gabe Vincent. You take all 5 starters out. Gabe Vincent, Taurean Prince, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, and Christian Wood. If hypothetically the Lakers used those 5 to come off the bench, that means Cam Reddish ain't getting any PT, which, by the way, could very well happen. I think it's going to be a competition. Whoever plays the best is going to get, obviously the opportunity. It means Max Christie is not part of that second unit as well, even though that's hard for me to believe because I think Max Christie will get opportunities this upcoming season. Maybe they'll find ways to, obviously make sure that he gets some PT. Plus, in an 82-game grind, you want these guys to take up or to eat up some of these minutes. It means Jalen Hood-Schifino wouldn't be getting some PT, which is not too much of a shocker. A rookie that's coming into a team that made it to the Western Conference Finals. Certainly it's going to be tough to get some playing time, just to be honest with you. I think it's always difficult to get some playing time when you're in that predicament or that situation. Look how tough that's going to be to juggle. I'm a big fan of the Lakers having the depth. I'm a big fan of the competition that's going to be there on a night in, night out basis. I love all that. I think that's exactly what you're looking for. If you're a Laker fan and you certainly want to have that depth, you want to have options. You want to see, okay, if one player goes down, we got plenty of other guys that can jump in. Again, it's an 82-game grind. You want to keep LeBron James and Anthony Davis as fresh as possible. But that is crazy depth of guys that actually get PT. So the way I have it right now, D'Lo, Reeves, Braun, AD, and Hayes are your starters. Again, this is before training camp. We're going to get information once training camp starts, and all that stuff will figure itself out. And then coming in off the bench, I got Gabe Vincent. I guess I'm putting Taurean Prince there. I think the guy's going to come in. I actually like his game. I think he's one of the more underrated players that we'll be talking about with the Lakers just because the guy's done a good job in his career, and I think he kind of fits what the Lakers need. But then you got to find Rui's going to, of course, get a ton of playing time. Christian Wood, I have a feeling, is going to get good playing time, especially when Anthony Davis is out. And Jared Vanderbilt, you just signed him a 4-year, $48 million deal. I mean, if you look at the Lakers by salary after Braun and AD, D'Lo's getting paid 17, Rui's getting 15, Austin Reeves is getting 12, Gabe Vincent is getting 10, Taurean Prince is getting 7, and then the Lakers will eventually be playing Jared Vanderbilt after this year. He's only going to make about 4.7 this year, and then he's going to start getting that 12 a year. I think you're going to find ways to play those guys. So I still think Max Christie is going to get playing time. The Cam Reddish part, I have no idea. Cam's going to have to really make a case if he wants playing time on this team because of how talented all these players are. For all I know, by the time we get to, the first game, what is that, October 24th or whatever that is at Denver, maybe this lineup looks completely different. Maybe Lakers preseason figured out a lot of good stuff. Maybe the players, certain crews are clicking better than others. But it is not easy to try to figure out what that rotation is going to be because the Lakers have depth. It's a great problem to have, but I think it's going to be an interesting situation that won't get figured out for a while for Darvin Ham and the Lakers front office. Okay. With that said, again, your thoughts on who you think the starting lineup's going to be, who you think are going to be some of the main players off the bench. I mean, listen, the main players off the bench, let's be frank here. Gabe Vincent's going to get a lot of PT. I think Rui's going to get a lot of PT. I think Christian Wood's going to get a decent amount of playing time because he is a playmaker and he can score. And there's times Anthony Davis is on the bench and they just need another guy to go get buckets. He's also going to get opportunities, and then we'll take it from there. So feel free to put your thoughts below if there's a player that you think I'm crazy that I'm not putting in a Max Christie or something like that, or if your starting lineup's a little bit different, you can put it in the comments. Okay, next topic I want to get into. So I'm going to read the story real quick. Let me find it here. Multiple Laker players spotted following pre-training camp workout session. I read this on Fan Nation. Let me just kind of get to the root here. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura, and more were all spotted exiting a training facility together a couple of weeks before training camp is set to kick off. There's a video on here, masked in LA, on X, on Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it. And it's some of these guys exiting. I have no idea where it is, but it just says that these guys have already kind of started getting together. Look, I think we all kind of understand what Lakers basketball is. Every year it's championship or bust, whether that's realistic or it's not realistic. That's just kind of what the Lakers have built. You have 17 championships. That comes with the territory. I think the fact that these guys are already together, of course, that's a great sign. But for me, it's who are the players that are already, obviously are already spending some time together. The actual names that they named off is what gets me excited, because LeBron and AD, no surprise. D'Lo being there, that's important. Austin Reeves being there, the guy just finished the FIBA trials. If he wasn't there, I'd have no problem with it. Rest your body, get ready for the regular season. Rui being there, very important. I think D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura are so important to this upcoming year. You don't want to see them wasting any time on that. And you definitely don't want to see them. Hopefully, you guys didn't hear that. I pressed play on something just to see the video here. Hopefully, it didn't blast in your ear, but it could have. So my apologies if it did. But you want to see those players there, especially those players. At least for me, that's so incredibly important that Rui and D'Angelo have big seasons this upcoming year. They got paid. They're going to be there. They don't have to worry about their next paycheck or anything like that. I know that sounds ridiculous that I'm saying that. We're talking about two guys that are making fantastic money. But I think you guys know what I'm referring to from that regard. So I love seeing it. I got an email today, so we actually know this as far as Lakers training camp goes and everything else. I'm going to actually read this. Let me find it here real quick. Training camp is going to start next week. So the fact that these guys are already getting together is great. I'm really looking forward to Thursday. So I'll make sure to put up a video. It's going to be a little bit later in the day just to kind of recap Thursday. But Pelinka, Darvin Ham, some preseason media availability. So on Thursday, I'll be working my way down to the Lakers training facility to be down there and get a chance to listen to two of them. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great topics. I really want to ask, Darvin, how do you balance a roster like this with so much depth? How much of it is just, hey, everyone kind of fight for your PT, go out there and earn it, because they do have some crazy depth. But I do think it's a great sign that those guys are already getting together, and training camp will start next week. And freaking Laker fans, I mean, we're here. Season's basically about to start, and before you know it, we're going to be in preseason basketball. Okay, final thing that I want to get into. Okay, everybody just relax. Everybody calm down. I know people right now are like, oh my gosh, Sliwa. Really, Sliwa? Listen, part of my job is to, find some topics that I think are interesting, and also look at storylines that I think might be a storyline as the season progresses. So I'm going to read off his name. There's a guy out with Bleacher Report, Andy Bailey of Bleacher Report. Okay. According to Bailey, I'm going to read what he says here, talking about potential trades once the season starts. Okay. So let me first just read what he's saying of Bleacher Report again, Andy Bailey, and then I'll give my thoughts on it. He said, in May, the Dallas Mavericks reportedly had no interest in trading for D'Angelo Russell, but the Los Angeles Lakers signed him to a very movable contract. And if the Dallas Mavericks underwhelm for the second season in a row, you can be sure the rumors of a LeBron James Kyrie Irving reunion will resurface. Okay. So let me say this, and I know I've said this a ton. Lakers have crazy flexibility to do whatever Rob Pelinka thinks he needs to do as the season progresses. If the Lakers are demolishing teams and they look really, really good, and the role players are clicking on all cylinders, and by the time you're getting closer to the trade deadline, the Lakers are cruising, and you know what? Whatever their record looks like, they're beating a team like Denver and Phoenix, and they look like they're on par with anyone. And they're one of the 3-4 teams that you're like, listen, when the dust settles, Lakers are in the mix to go win a championship number 18. If that's happening, then I don't think there's much of a conversation. I think Rob Pelinka will ride the wave, and he will say, okay, cool, I got the balance I need. I got the players I need. LeBron, Anthony Davis, let's do the sign of the cross and hope they're healthy for the playoffs, and let's roll with the punches and take our chances. However, if that's not the case, and the Lakers are playing good basketball, but you still feel like, look, they're good, but they're not great, that in a 7-game set against Denver, it still looks like Denver's got the edge. In a 7-game set against Phoenix, Phoenix got the edge, or Boston or Milwaukee, whatever team it is, that there's the big boys, and then the Lakers are just right under that. And Rob Pelinka feels like, okay, I need to go upgrade. I'm not saying go get Kyrie. What I'm telling you is they have crazy amount of flexibility. That's it. I don't think there's anything more to the story here. I think that one of the things that the Lakers have done, and I think what makes a good GM, a good front office, is you give yourself options. They have crazy options. So whether it's something like this that Andy Bailey of the Bleacher Report is saying, which I think the Lakers would have to, I think if you take what he's saying in his article, take Rui, take D'Angelo Russell, you now have enough money to go get Kyrie Irving, and the Lakers are loaded up in all these other power forwards and small forwards. So, they still got Jared Vanderbilt there. They still got Christian Wood there. They still got obviously AD that can play the four. They got plenty of. I named off 7 guys that are 6'8" or above, so they certainly got the size. I don't know what the game plan is, but I know they're definitely have the flexibility to go make moves happen and improve the roster if they need to. Now, all the Lakers have to do is just go in during the regular season and go beat up on the really, really good teams to show that you don't need anything else, that you have what you already need. And if you do that, then there really is no conversation. But if you think that the Lakers are a step behind or there's some talent above them, I don't think the Lakers are just going to kick back come trade deadline and say, well, let's not do anything. That's a long way to go. I know it's a long way to go, but I thought that article pointed that out, and I wanted to at least mention it. Okay, Laker fans, that's all I got. Thursday, I'll be down at the Lakers training facility, like I mentioned. Get a chance to hear from Pelinka. Get a chance to hear from Darvin Ham. If you have not clicked subscribe yet to the channel, what the hell are you doing? I got a lot of content coming up this Lakers season, and I'm really, really looking forward to continuing to make things happen on this page on YouTube, and I enjoy doing it. So looking forward to it. I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Go enjoy your 2 Monday Night Football games, and I'll get back with you guys a little bit later in the week. And thank you for taking the time. Thanks, Laker fans. Appreciate it.